Guys, it's the Odd Rivals once again. You already know. I'm Caedmon Bauer. That is AJ Herschel, no longer the kid.
True. Canonically speaking.
Yeah, he's a true adult. So, guys, AJ is the scaredest man alive right
Yep.
now
Yep.
because he is a Georgia Bulldogs fan
Yep.
getting ready to play Alabama, the Crimson
Yep.
Tide. AJ, the last 7 meetings you guys have lost?
That's
Including
correct.
about just a couple weeks ago
A
against
month
Bama.
ago. Yep.
A month ago.
Yep.
So, AJ, let's just get right into it.
Yep.
Who you picking? No, let's create some suspense first.
Break it down first. Yeah.
Let's break it down. AJ, Georgia's secondary got demolished about a month ago versus Bama.
Yep.
You just want to talk about that at all? Like, what's going to have to clean up in order to happen?
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Georgia had the best defense in the nation last year, allowing 6 points per game. And then we went to go play Alabama, and Bryce Young absolutely torched us for 400 yards. And Jamison Williams basically looked like Devonta Smith. So it was bad.
Yeah.
That was the first time our secondary performed like that. And the annoying thing was that literally right before then, Auburn had almost beaten Bama. It came this close and sacked Bryce Young 7 times. And us, as Georgia, having the best D-line in the nation, having Butkus Winter and Nakobe Dean, having Jordan Davis, the best front seven, barely got to him all game. And that was the most annoying part, and our secondary got torched. Yeah. So what needs to change, we got to put pressure on the Heisman winner, first of all. We've got to get into the backfield because we can stop the run, but we got to get at Bryce Young. And then second, we can't let Jamison Williams destroy us again. Like, I get that Bama's deep at receiver, but Jamison Williams is special. He's quick, he's fast, and he's got great hands. We have to lock up on him for the whole game if we're going to have a chance.
Yeah. And as you said, Georgia's run D, that is, was phenomenal against Bama, like it always is. Their secondary just can't keep up because no matter how hard they tried, they still couldn't get to the quarterback.
Yep.
That's always the problem. Just Alabama's offense is always so diverse, so talented everywhere. Defenses don't know what they should be doing. It's an RPO. They don't know. I mean, some teams, it's going to be a pass. Sometimes it's going to be around, like play action everywhere. Alabama's special. We've seen this 10 years in a row and more.
Yeah.
I think Georgia can do it. They can.
That is very true.
You can't stop them. It's a very famous thing I've heard. You can't stop him, but you can contain him.
Yeah, exactly.
He might still throw for 3 touchdowns, but if he's not throwing 30-yard bombs 8 times in a row, which is he does it every game,
right? Then
that's fine. You don't have to sack him, but you can't let him just I don't know. I just feel like they don't need to blitz as much. But you can't give him so much time because that was the problem. You guys just gave him so much time last time. And your secondary, that's why your secondary gave up so many yards.
Yeah.
Your secondary can't play routes for 10 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. That, and we also couldn't cover Jamison Williams because he just
that's tough.
Ran right past us.
That's tough too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, AJ, Alabama just came off a big win. Cincinnati.
Yeah.
We kind of all knew that was going to happen. But your Georgia Bulldogs were looking pretty good against the number 2 team in the country, Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah. And I mean,
what I saw.
And I think it's safe to say we're number 2 at least now over Michigan. I think, and I will say, this is probably one of the best years I think the committee's chosen teams. This year, I think it was they did a really good job. And I think what happened is we got the 4 best teams and the 2 best teams in the championship. Georgia and Bama have been better than everybody else taking the whole year. Yeah, Bama completely slipped up against Auburn and lost to Texas A&M. But at the end of the day, Brian Robinson is incredible. Bryce Young is the Heisman winner, and they were able to get it done when it mattered the most. And as great as Cincinnati and Michigan's years were, they both got smacked. They both got smacked completely. And so these are the two best teams for sure. And yeah, you're right. Bama rolled over Cincinnati. Cincy's defense had probably one of the best performances against Alabama all year. They held them under 30 points, but their offense couldn't get anything going. Desmond Ridder was pressured the entire thing. Jerome Ford just couldn't get to the second level. He is decent at getting mid gains, but they couldn't convert on third down to save their lives, and they couldn't convert in the red zone either. So yeah, Bama has been absolutely insane over the last few weeks. On their defense over the past few weeks near the end of the year, it was a lot better than it was at the beginning of the season where they let A&M score 40 on them.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got a couple comments. I don't know if we pulled this one up already. 49ers intercepted day win.
Yep.
Yeah, believe me, we'll have an NFL video coming out very soon. Go Niners. Yep. John David Jones, the opposite. Georgia needs to blitz more this time than last because we've seen the stats. Bryce Young is worse under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying you can't expect to blitz. I don't know. They just have to be strategic about it because what would happen is they would blitz. Then they'd have an open mid-ground area that you can't cover. You can't cover everything, obviously, against Bama.
Right.
But then they'd get those 7-yard little dink and dunk everywhere, and that's what really killed Georgia's defense. So.
Yeah. And he hasn't been the worst quarterback under pressure. He performed terribly against Auburn. But when he's only right, exactly. He's only thrown 2 picks. And no, I see, like it was funny. Like the Auburn Alabama game, like I kind of legally had to go for Alabama because I hate Auburn with a burning passion. So like that was really hard for me to watch because I'm like, whoever wins, I lose at the end of the day. But Bryce Young, I feel our defensive line is good enough to be able to get to Bryce Young without needing to send 5 or 6 into the box.
I think so.
And like you said earlier, Cade, once we do that, we're manning up on the outside against Jameson Williams and all-world receivers.
Right.
So, I mean, do we need to blitz more than last game? Probably a little more, but
maybe we should be able.
Yeah. Right. We should be able to get to him without needing to blitz, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, AJ, before we make our final predictions, I'm just looking at Bulldogs offense.
Yep.
And I'm just thinking, man, I mean, Bama's defense is nothing compared to Georgia, but they're still top tier defense.
Yeah,
like this is Bama. This is Bama we're talking about, right? They get better as the season progresses, and I'm just looking. I mean, Stetson Bennett. He's not
Bryce Young level.
The Heisman winner. He wasn't Bryce Young level. Let's just put it that way. But I mean, he wasn't bad. Offensive line was pretty good the whole year. He was a little shaky on some of his throws, but his rating overall was still pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I still don't know how to say his first name. Is it Zamir?
Zamir White. Yep.
Zamir? Yep. Okay. Zamir White had a pretty good season, I would say. He was very efficient, I think is the word I would use. 5.3 yards a carry, 10 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Just a efficient player, I'd say. But where AJ, do you see Georgia's offense being able to overpower Bama's defense?
Yeah, I think the best part about Georgia's offense this year has been the diversity. We can run the ball with 7 different people. Zeus is our main back. James Cook is probably my favorite player on offense. He has been electric. I love him.
Really
what's it called? Dajuan Edwards. Kendall Milton is back healthy for the first time in forever. And then in the passing game, first of all, we've got the best tight end in college football in Brock Bowers, and he's a freshman. We're going to get him for at least 2 more years. So I'm super excited about that. Second, we have George Pickens back. After a year after his ACL tear, he shows up for the end of the year, and he's back. And then that's not including Kenny McIntosh, Lad McConkey. Like we just have so many players who can make plays on offense, both in the running and passing game. And Stetson this year, especially against Michigan, especially against Tech, he's been great at spreading the ball around so well. And I think that's how we're going to have to beat them. We're going to have to beat them with an even pass and run game and being able to spread the ball out because that is what we've done best all year.
Exactly.
And fortunately, Stetson is coming off of his, best game of the year against Michigan. So we're going to take that and run with it.
Yes, we will. And John David Jones, once again, Auburn is way better than Bama. It's just our starting QB was out. Right. This is an Auburn fan. Yeah, a starting QB would have helped for sure. Yeah, no doubt.
Bo Nix being there would have helped. They probably would have won the game. Yeah.
But
if we're saying Auburn was the better team that night against Bama,
yes,
absolutely.
But
are they the better team? No,
Bama just gets better as they go along.
Auburn was 3-5. 3-5. Look, y'all started off the season hot, sure, but you lost to South Carolina. Yes, you beat Ole Miss. Yes, you beat Arkansas, and then you lost to Mississippi State. Big time. Like, here's the thing with Auburn this year, they can upset teams. They showed it against A&M, got blown out by A&M. Against Ole Miss, they showed up against Houston, just couldn't finish it. They beat Arkansas, who looked the best they've been in years. And then you blew it against Alabama, granted with a backup, got smacked by Texas A&M, and got demolished by Georgia. Did they play better than Bama? Yes. Are they the better team this year? No. There's a difference.
There is a difference. Lions just beat the Packers. They played better. They're not the better. Okay.
Right.
AJ, let's make our predictions. We've held people in suspense long enough.
Yeah. Here, you go first. You go first with this one, dude. I've been talking a lot. You go first.
Makes me sad to say, AJ, but I'm giving it to Bama. And
I had a feeling.
I'm sorry. I think in the first matchup of the year I picked Georgia, but I've just seen again, man, they have another insane QB, and once again, they've trained up another great receiver to go along with that QB. I don't know if they'll be able to contain Bryce Young because we were talking about the whole blitz deal. When do you blitz? Like, if you blitz, they're just doing little dink and dunks right behind the linebackers. And then you can't count on, I mean, obviously your defense is great, the best in all of college football, but I still can't count on anyone to play man defense against Jameson
Williams. Yeah.
Right. That's why I'm scared. I'm not scared about their offense at all. It's just I'm scared that they won't be able to score 50, which is what and I'm not saying Bama will score 50, but Alabama gets in teams' heads because they score so much early, and it just feels like you have to go for it on every fourth down for Georgia. Have to go for it, and if you don't, then it's just messing up your team. I'm picking Bama, because they have the best offense in all of college football, and I don't think Georgia will be able to keep up.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Sorry, AJ.
No, I get it. And like you're saying, you picked Georgia last time, so hopefully the reverse psychology works out. Look, I may not be wearing the gear now, but that's because I'm watching it all tonight, so it's ready for tomorrow. I'm picking Georgia.
You have to.
Exactly, 99%. Look, I am one of the most realistic sports fans, period. I do not normally pick the Bears to win. I was the concerned one, very concerned about the Bulls this year. Like, I'm very realistic typically about these picks. I'm trying to be as realistic as possible. But man, Hope's trying to say, give me one more shot for this. I've been burned for so many years. 2018, 2019, 27. Like, just good night. Hope has hurt me a lot, and this, if we lose, is going to be the worst one. But Stetson's coming off his best game ever. Our defense understands the stakes that we have right now with Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis. We got Zeus. We got James White. We got Pickens back. We got Bowers. It's like, if it's not this year, I don't know when it's going to be. Stetson's coming off his best game ever. Bowers, you can't cover him. Our defense is crazy. And we're the healthiest we've been all season. That is the other thing that I forgot to point out. We haven't been this healthy all year. Pickens is back. We got our entire running core back. Our defense is ready to go. That is the missing piece, I think, for us. We're 100% healthy. loaded and ready to go.
All right.
I'm going dogs. Hunker down, boys.
All righty. Well, I want the dogs to win because that just makes AJ hype. We have a whole video about college football and what happened this year. And I'd be hyped to do that. And I really hope Bulldogs win.
Thanks, dude.
I don't know if they will, but I'll party with you if they do.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate you.
So, yeah, guys, I think that wraps it up. I picked Crimson Tide, sadly. I wish Wisconsin was in there. Maybe one of these years.
Yeah, they did take their bowl game, though. They did take down ASU.
Always good in bowl games, so that's nice. But, AJ, you're taking the dogs to win.
Glory to old Georgia, man.
Hoping for you, man. Bro. Well, guys, we'll see you next time very soon with some NFL fun stuff because a lot is happening tonight. Let's go watch the Raiders-Chargers.
Yep.
Jack Jones is Bama all the way.
Yep.
Yep. All right. And we'll see you next time on the one and only Allied Rivals podcast.
Adios.
Yeah.
Go.
Sorry, did you have something to say?
Just go dogs, man. That's all I got left to say.
All right, man.
Allied Rivals.